supplement extract from fruits and vegetables, and there's the list below. We have, what is lutein? Lutein is, let's put it up here. I spelled it right, excuse me, backwards. But lutein is a natural enzyme or natural antioxidant that's found in most leafy vegetables. And this you can get from your spinach, from lettuce, but mostly from spinach and green leafy vegetables, also from egg yolks. Lutein is good for the eyes. Primarily, it's actually, lutein is found in the body naturally as well, but as you get older, your body depletes lutein. So we get it back through our green vegetables and green spinach. The spinach is the most source for lutein, the biggest source for lutein. Also, I have color codes here. One of the color codes is the green, which we just talked about, and that's where the spinach comes in at. Let me step aside here so you can see. The green. On the bottom next is red. This is all that's in super lutein. Everything here I'm mentioning is in super lutein. The red is your tomatoes, and out of the tomatoes you get, well, let's put here, is the lutein. Out of the tomatoes you get lycopene. Lycopene. And what is lycopene? As you can see, there's another strong antioxidant. Antioxidants are natural ingredients that help ward off what destroys us, what makes us sick. Oxidizing is like rust, and that is what happens to us. Too much oxidation in our body, and we start, either joints start hurting, back start hurting. So antioxidants come in and it destroys that oxidation. It kind of rids our body of it. As you can see, the lycopene is good for, this is good for liver, it's good for our liver, it's good for women's breasts. You know, you've heard of breast cancer in women, women's breasts. It's also good for the men's prostate. Okay? So that's the red. Also, there's the yellow. And the yellow you have in super lutein is the pumpkin. The pumpkin. Pumpkin carries with it the beta-carotene. I think I spelled that wrong. I'm going to put an O here. Okay? The beta-carotene is most important precursor for vitamin A, meaning it helps the vitamin A activate in our bodies. That's what beta-carotene does. And it's also an antioxidant, and it helps in preventing cancer and other diseases in our body. Okay? There's also another color code I use here, it's the dark yellow. And I use these color codes because everything, if you notice, all of these colors are also part of your rainbow. So I kind of say that super lutein works with the rainbow, or with our natural vegetables and fruits that you can kind of associate with the rainbow. The carrots come in with the dark yellow, not even with the orange, with the dark yellow. And of course, we all know carrots are good for eyes, but the carrots have the alpha-carotene. Alpha-carotene. It's R-O-T-E-N. And the alpha-carotene, as it says here, is a part of the carotenoid family. It's abundant, and it's a good carotenoid for a healthy diet. It works with vitamin A as well. It's a precursor for vitamin A also. So both of these help with vitamin A. And a precursor means that it just helps the vitamin A works in our body. A Okay? This is just speaking of superlutein. Moving on from there, we have the dark orange, which is the mango. This is dark orange, which is the mango. All this is in superlutein. Mango has the zeaxanthin. Zeaxanthin. And that protects the eye's sensitive cells. Okay? Then there's the purple, as well as help the eye repair itself. Then there's the purple. And you keep an eye on these colors because they all relate to what's in superlutein, as well as I always say the colors of the rainbow. There's the cassis berries. And the cassis berries are rich in polyphenols. Polyphenols are known to have cancer-fighting principles. Polyphenols are being talked about. If you do a search on the internet about polyphenols, you'll see that many universities are talking about polyphenols because it fights cancer. It helps fight cancer. And it works fast through the body. The cassis polyphenols also help remove the active oxygen. And the last thing that we can talk about is the DHA. DHA is a food enzyme that's found in fish, usually in fish brains, or actually fish is found in fish, but not in fish brains, but throughout the fish. Fish is known as a brain food, if you remember mom and dad telling you it's a brain food. And the reason why it's called brain food is because DHA works well with our brains and synapses in our head. It helps in the decline. It helps in the decline of brain cells, the neurons and memories, and it keeps the aging down. Keeps our aging down, and helps with our mental functioning. Okay. Then there's a lot of vitamins that we can talk about. There's the vitamin E I have down there. Vitamin E. Vitamin B1. Vitamin B2 or riboflavin. Vitamin B6. And vitamin B12. So I'll bring Koji back, but this is just to show you what's in superlutein. And for the 7 years or for the 6 years that Naturally Plus was just using superlutein, why superlutein became so popular, and why in that short time people started noticing the results of superlutein because of all the properties that it has and the ingredients that it has. Now we have Izumio. Can you tell us a little about Izumio, Koji?
Okay. First of all, the superlutein ingredients, as explained, which basically is colored vegetables. If you take darker color vegetable, which is good for your body, which has been told, but medically, scientifically, it is proved on 1995, and which, as Dino said, which is antioxidant. Most of the ingredients are talking about antioxidant ingredients, which, like he said, we call it free radicals, which is the cause of the disease. Like more than 92% of the disease are caused by the free radicals. So medically, they are now looking into how to reduce free radicals, which is keyword now. Anyway, superlutein contains so many antioxidants, which basically is to reduce the chance of the disease, but also to how do you call getting old.
Decrease.
Decreasing old age.
Yeah,
Decrease
right.
old age, that's right.
Right. We call it anti-aging.
That's right.
Okay. The keyword was anti-aging. Okay, which is you know pretty good words for the ladies especially.
Sure.
Because the free radicals are killing the cells of our bodies and damaging and cause rusting and eventually causes the disease. Trying to reduce it, that means less disease and less aging. Now, the Izumio, starting from this April, were launched in Natural Plus, this is just a water, but contains a lots of hydrogen-rich water, which how did it develop was there was in the whole world there's something called miracle water, which the most famous one is in France, called Lourdes, which is kind of a religion-related place, you know, for Christians, especially. It's well known, and that once you drink that water, people who had a terminal disease get cured or things like that. That's why they are called miracle water, which Lourdes is the most famous one, but there's a few other places, such as in Mexico, there's a place called Tlacote, and also in Germany, there's a place called Nordela, and also in Pakistan, North Pakistan, there's a kingdom of Funza. There's a very famous water, miracle water, which really, you know, like a terminal cancer or AIDS or other diseases, which the hospital, the doctors said cannot cure anymore, but actually once they drink those waters, they experience the miracles. So many people, like 5-6 million people goes there every year and trying to, you know, the last chance for their life, and they get better. So they studied about it scientifically, what is in it, and they find it out all those 4 miracle waters, they contains way more hydrogen than the normal water. So they figured, okay, so the hydrogen is the key for this miracle. What happened is that as they drink those miracle water, they contains a lot of hydrogen, but they try to, you know, kind of like put it in a bottle and send it to all over the world and ask the people who has a disease or trouble to drink it. But they send it and they drink it, but nothing happened. And they tried to find out why was that because of the hydrogen. Once they found it from the, like Lourdes, they have lots of hydrogen. But once they send it, the hydrogen is gone because the atom of hydrogen is the smallest in the world. So the hydrogen goes through the containers, going up. So they cannot put in packages and contains the hydrogen inside. So the Naturally Plus had successfully put the lots of hydrogen into this cheer pack, which say Lurudo, I don't know how you spell it.
L-O-U-R-D-E acid.
Yes.
Lurudo.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the right
That's the right one, but the pronunciation is different.
Okay, it's Rudus. Here, the most famous one contains 550 ppt. This is the quantity of hydrogen contains. Other places like 250, 100, little less, something like that. This is the amount of the hydrogen. And now, Izumio contains 1.8 ppm of hydrogen, which is about 4,000 times more hydrogen than Ludo. Well, you cannot probably imagine how much it is. So it's like people goes to Ludo for those terminal disease people. They go Ludo and stays there about 1 month and drink about 2 to 3 liters of the water. And so 1 month they drink like 60 to 90 liters of water. Then they try to cure, but of course it's you have to spend a lot of money. Going there and staying there. Now, here, the Izumio, if you drink 2 pack of Izumio, it is about the same quantity of drinking the Lurudo's water, 1 ton. 1 ton.
Wow.
Which is amazing. Okay. So how does it, why the hydrogen water is so good for your body is that antioxidant, like I said, which is trying to reduce the free radicals from the body. But free radicals, you write it down like this, O class. Okay, normally the oxygen is H2, right? Which means it has 2, what do you call the atoms. Yeah. But free radical is just 1. So it's quite unsteady and trying to get other cells and take oxygen atoms away. So like Fe is iron, and this, if it stays this way, it's shiny and good ones. But once it gets free radicals, becomes FeO, which is the rust. Okay. So that's what happens into your body. Okay. But then H2, hydrogen is written on H2, and hydrogen also itself cannot stay as itself. Get with other atoms together and stabilize. So that's why normally it doesn't stay itself, okay, in the world itself. Also, our body contains a lot of hydrogens and works on, in a lot of ways. But anyhow, this hydrogen itself comes into your body. What happens is try to find the free radicals and get together. So hydrogen and free radicals get together, becomes H2O, which is a water. So it becomes a water and getting out from your body. So if you drink Izumio, hydrogen water, if your body contains a lot of free radicals, you may have to go to the bathroom quite often, or you may sweat a lot and get it out. Okay. Anyway, because hydrogen atom is the smallest, the hydrogen can go anywhere in your body. Natrium plus superlutein was great product, but because this is from the food, the atom size called molecular weight is quite big. So it stays in your body but cannot go through everywhere because it's quite big. Imagine like superlutein cells are about this big, but hydrogen atoms are more or less like that. So can go through everywhere. And also one thing I worried about was like, if you take supplement too much, it's not really good for your body, because in order to get it out, the supplement has to digest and go through the liver, kidney, and has to go out. So it has to, the kidney or liver has to overwork. But hydrogen, because it is the smallest, you take it, go through whole body in about 30 minutes. And if it's over hydrogen, then the hydrogen itself goes through your body, and through your breast, and going up. So it has no problem, no matter how much you take, it exceeded the amount of hydrogen would go out, and no harm for your body. And one more thing, the good thing about hydrogen is the hydrogen's work is to fix the broken DNA. So which means that the broken cells, broken DNA is fixed while you're sleeping, and that means I said anti-aging. The superlutein was focusing on anti-aging, but actually Izumio is reverse aging, because it's going to fix the cells, fix the DNA, so it would reverse your age. They said if you take 1 Izumio a day, probably you will become younger about 5 years.
Do you take yourself?
Yes, indeed.
You can say.
Actually, yes, indeed. What happened was that taking Izumio, so you take 1, then become 5 years younger. So if you take 2, maybe 10 years younger.
I take 50 and
Become baby. Actually,
give
lots.
me 100.
Already lots of people are experiencing it, especially the ladies
Ladies, yeah.
are crazy about this, and they are, actually you can drink it or you can put it on your face. Actually your wrinkles become reduced and really works like kind of cosmetics, things. Some of the ladies are very crazy about it. They studied about it, and the makeup artists, they studied about it, and they put the kind of like face pack with this. Amazing things are happening actually. And also, not only the outside, but inside as well. Especially this, I don't really want to talk about it in front of the ladies, but for the men's, it really happens amazing things.
We can use our imagination.
Well, last month I met this old man, 84 years, and he was so glad to have Izumio. He and his wife is 80 years old. Well, it's not only for the men, even the ladies, it works. And they said, in 20 years time, we loved each other so good. Whatever it is. Imagine 80 years old and 84 years old couples making love, which is good for the world. But anyway, like at the beginning I talked about the Funza, kingdom of Funza. Their miracle water is quite getting popular because they are one of the, how do you call it, the oldest people are living, the oldest population, average age. There's so many over 100 years old people living. And the amazing thing is, less than 100 years old, people don't get sick because they are all drinking the water, miracle water. And more amazing thing is, the men over 100 years old having a child.
Wow.
My God.
So their great-great-grandson is smaller than their son. I mean, their son is smaller than. Anyway, things like that happening. And hydrogen water is actually the hydrogen water is not popular outside of Japan. Okay, nobody is making it actually. The hydrogen water's research is Japan is the leading country. Actually, the supplements, United States or other countries are, way advanced than Japan. The hydrogen water is only in Japan. So imagine if this goes to your country.